Welcome back to our Hatters Walk. For once, Luton Town didn't ruin a weekend for once. They only ruined a Thursday night. How you all doing? Welcome back. We've got Mark, Lewis and Kevin fresh back from watching that Reading result. We'll try and keep it positive on this week's episode as well. Lots of negativity around Luton Town at the moment, but it's Christmas, so it is a season of goodwill to all men and mankind, so let's try and keep it positive as much as we can. Coming up this week, we're going to ask these three to gift a player of Luton Town one particular gift this Christmas. Who were they going to give it to and what will it be? We're asking for who have been the best fan base that we've seen across 2025 visit Kenilworth Road. We're asking who's our player of 2025 for the last 12 months we've been watching, and we're up to letter K in our A to Z of Luton Town. Right, shall we have a quick chat about Reading and then move on? Mark, summarise the game and your feelings.
We gave a masterclass in shooting ourselves in the foot. So you asked about trying to find some positives, and I think generally we changed the midfield. So put Farnay in, and we split up the Saville and Walsh partnership, and the movement, the pressing. It was just a lot better than the sort of sterile performances that we've had. But we just shoot ourselves in the foot. It's just basic errors that are just costing us each time. The penalty, yes, whether it was or not, we gave the referee a decision to make, and then we get back into it 2 each, and then you think, well, there's only one team going to go and win this, and then we just give them a chance. As with a lot of teams, they're not having to work hard for the opportunities. Nobody's scoring a worldie against us. Maybe I can think of one or two, but yeah, just shoot ourselves in the foot, and just nothing we haven't seen all season.
Yeah. I don't know if you all agree with this one, which was from TA. Says, ultimately, we were the better side against a poor opposition. We just gifted them 3 terrible goals. It was shit, but a different kind of shit this evening, which I kind of understand. Lewis, do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, on top of the same, making the poor decisions when going forward in the final third, because I think we tripled the amount of touches in the opposition box compared to Reading, but yet they've scored 3 goals and we've scored 2, but one of them was outside the box. So, yeah, same problems going forward and lack of change from management, despite one particular striker that should be featuring a lot more isn't getting the deserved minutes, and it's justice for Lassie Nordos.
Yeah. Trying to keep it positive, Kevin. You are the most single-downly, after Mark, probably the most positive Luton Town fan that you can find on any podcast, I think. But even you tweeted out, I think, at the weekend, where's the effect of this is our worst side in a decade? Do you believe that?
I definitely do agree. Every other team in the last decade at least showed fight, they showed heart, they did the basics and composure. And Lewis and Mark touched on it a bit earlier. If you just once again look at the stats, it's unbelievable that we lost this match. I'll just give you a couple. Possession, 66%, Luton. Touches in their box, 28-9. 5 corners to Luton, 0 to them. Total crosses in, 24-3. Now, again, I'll ask you, total clearances, they had to clear 39, we had to do 18, yet we lose that game. So you've got to ask yourself, if we are doing that, even our pass percentage was impressive, 82%. That shows the basics are right. But we're giving away, as Jack said, absolute cheap goals, and our strikers are just doing nothing. And without that, you can't win games.
Okay. Anything else to say on Reading? There's one other thing I've got to ask you about, of course, about that game, which obviously I think has struck the whole footballing nation on Friday morning, which was, of course, these images coming out from the stands. Obviously, we're not pointing fingers at any individual here. We would never do that. But, is it just represent how fans are feeling about the club, Mark, for you, that we've now got fighting in the stands between our own fans?
They're very angry. We've just got a very angry fan base. But having said that, yes, we're frustrated, but there is no justification for abusing the players. think I understand, like, and this isn't official, but I understand that the altercation was that the young boy was trying to get Bramall's shirt, and he got pushed by one of the guys. So the actual argument and the fight wasn't about the football. It was just that the young boy got pushed and he wouldn't apologise, and that's where it kicked off from. But I just think that, so like the last home game against Port Vale, when Port Vale scored just before half time, then people started booing, and I think some people just waiting for the opportunity to boo, basically. And I think the atmosphere, especially at home, is so flat and quiet that when some people boo, it's not being drowned out, so it makes it probably sound worse than it is. And we all want them to do well, and we all want to encourage them, because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's not helping by the abuse, and there's no place for it. Basically, they're footballers. I believe they're all trying. I know they're all trying, and yeah, they're not cutting it for whatever reason, whether it's tactics, formation, individuals, but they're people at the end of the day, and I just think we just need to calm down a bit.
Okay. Right, let's focus on the positives then. We want one positive from each of you. If you can dig deep and find it. We've got Wycombe and Leyton Orient to come, of course, 2 home games. There's one positive. It's nearly January as well, and there should be funds to spend. There's another positive. Any more, Kevin, you can think of that just to put us back on that even keel of this balancing in this football club?
Well, I think the great positive is we are still there or thereabout for the playoffs. We thought we'd be in the top 3 at least. We're not, but we're still a couple of points away. Once again, we talk about the league isn't extremely strong. We are undoubtedly going to go on a bit of a run. I still believe that we'll get into the top 6, probably 5, 6. So that's a positive. It's not all doom and gloom. Plus, at the end of the day, let's look at the best positive. Last year, we had much worse incidents on the field with Tom Lockyer. That hasn't happened this year. And at the end of the day, that's much bigger than football. So that's the big positive.
Okay. Lewis, can you find one?
Jordan Clark's back in the team.
Okay.
End of sentence.
Mark, you're full of positives. Give us another one.
My positives, if you look at the core of the team, Jordan Clark, as Lewis has said, Bramall, he's just been a great player. Jake Richards, when he's fit, Kadua, who's been a great loan signing. So there are positives throughout the side that we can build the team around. The other positive is, at the end of the day, Jack's had 11 games in charge. He's had 11 games. It's not his team. He's not going to come out and say who he wants and who he doesn't want. So Jack's going to get his little black book out, and we'll see what January brings. January's not going to be the be-all and end-all, but I think hopefully we'll have more of an imprint of Jack's team. So yeah, there are positives to move forward with.
How is your knowledge of the Arsenal Academy, Lewis? Are you familiar with it? Because he thinks you might need to become au fait with what you might be coming your way. Fingers crossed, anyway. We shall see. Right. It is our last record of 2025. Hooray, some of you might say. But no, we're obviously delighted to make this content for you. Looking at the good and the bad of social media takes, of course, and the ups and downs of Luton's season. But it has meant we are forced now to ask you for your player of the calendar year. I know you may not want to give any player at the minimum any credit whatsoever, and it can be a player that left, of course, in the summer as well. But looking back on the 12 months of Luton Town, up and down the Championship and League One, who definitely deserves this accolade? Kevin?
I think I'm going to take what the other 2 gentlemen are going to say. They've already said it. I don't think there's anyone else but Jordan Clark. Not only his leadership, creativity in the midfield. He's scoring the goals for us. He's got that Luton Town DNA fibre. It's a massive difference when he's not playing or in the squad. There's no one else. When he's injured, it shows. Yeah, there's only one player I can give it to. I'm sure the other two gentlemen will agree with me. There are some notable other players, however, I don't think they get close. I think Bakosa was in the running at some point, and Ali and Walsh, but nowhere close to him.
Okay, Lewis, I see you nodding your head there.
Yeah, there's only one correct answer, and that's Clark. Best Canada year in terms of his goal scoring contribution to the team, just popping up in the right place, even like coming back for his first starting over, I think 6 weeks, scores the goal against Reading, being in the right place at the right time. The midfield was better because he was in it. And he's the only player that I think really gets Luton. He shows leadership in a different way compared to other players. He shows it by putting in decent performances in. And I just wish the players around him also look at that and, take a little bit of pride and replicate it. Makoso, I would say, is second, but for some weird reason, Jack's not really been playing him, so you can't really say he's number one. So, yeah, he's my second pick. But apart from those two players, I don't think you can name any other player.
Okay. Mark, I don't think I need to ask you, but I'll do it anyway.
No. Well, Jordan Clark, goal of the season, away at Cardiff last season. And I always feel with Clicker that he makes things happen as opposed to some that are sort of almost waiting for stuff to happen. He just has that sprinkling of stardust and things happen, and he almost like drags everyone along with him. And as well as being our standout player, he's our most consistent player. If you look at Jordan's performances in terms of he doesn't have like a 4 or 5 out of 10 one week and a 9 out of 10 the next week. He's always like at least a 7 or an 8. So most consistent, the one that just gets Luton, that just drives us on, and would be lost without him.
Okay. We obviously are going to be heading into the Christmas period now. We want to wish everyone watching this a very, very Merry Christmas, and hope you spend time with that. We are also aware that for some people, Christmas can be a very lonely and depressing time of the year, and I want to point out the work that Mark has done throughout the year with Hatters Talk, Mark, and of course at this point of the year, it's probably most relevant in all that people, if they need someone to talk to, reach out, don't they? And we'll put the details of your fantastic organisation in the comments below. And if you are struggling this Christmas, please reach out to someone. You never may feel alone, but you're never alone. Mark, I don't know if you want to add anything.
It can be a really difficult time. It might bring back memories if people are alone, and obviously there's a lot of festive time going on, but there are people and there are organisations out there to help. Like you said, I'm involved with Talking Hatters, which is somewhere where fans can go and talk. It's not just Luton fans, but I also do Tackle Suicide 90, so I put useful information on my pages about that, just so that people know what the signs to look out for if someone's struggling, and just where people can go for help. But I think the most important message is it's just about talking. For myself, that's had struggles myself, I never really wanted anyone to sort of give me the answers or give me advice. I just wanted somebody to listen. And the saying it's okay not to be okay is so true. So if you are struggling, then there is help and available. And then what final thing I'd say is, if anyone wants someone to talk to, if anyone messages me, I will get back to you. If you feel you need someone to talk to, you may know me, you may not know me, but I'm here to talk if anyone needs to talk.
Thanks, Mark. And I think I speak on behalf of all the Luton fan base and the footballing fan base, saying thank you to you for all the time and dedication you give this particular project and service. You do a fantastic job for obviously no monetary reward either. I know you don't do it for that or look for that, but very selfless act. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Right then, speaking of selfless acts, let's give some other fan bases some credit, shall we? Who's the best fan base that you've seen at Kenilworth Road this season? Who's been the loudest? You can include the Championship in this, of course, as well as you want. But yeah, when have you sat in your seat going, "Oh, crikey, they're loud"? Lewis?
Might need to come back to me because I'm still thinking.
Okay. Kevin, I might come to Mark first, if that's okay. Kevin,
I actually like the banter from Port Vale. Obviously, they hadn't scored for ages, and then they scored, and yeah, the banter backwards and forwards, and it was quite. It entertained me when the game didn't, shall we say?
Fair enough. Kevin?
I'd agree with Mark. It looked like Port Vale was definitely the best. It was also recent, so I would say that. Not many other to think of.
Okay. Lewis?
I'll give a different answer. I'll just say Plymouth on the basis of how they travel and their numbers. Both times this season, they've come to us twice this calendar year, once on a Tuesday night as well. And they do sing, they are loud, but it's more about their following. It is, I don't think I could do their distances, what they do every away game. And also they've lost quite a lot of away games. So the fact that they still turn up is a credit to themselves.
Brilliant. Letter K then, please, for the A to Z then. Any names from anyone here? Is this an easy one?
I think so. I'll go first if you want. Keith Keane, I think, is probably the number one. There's only one current player, which is Keeley, but I'd go for Keith Keane. He played, 230 odd games, was born in Luton. Played in every position, if I'm correct, except for goalkeeper and striker. So also, once again, had that Luton DNA in him.
Brilliant. Any others?
Yeah, just to add on to Keith Keane, he scored one of the most famous goals at Luton in non-league, which was the corner kick against Oxford, which was an unbelievable comeback in the 90th odd minute. So, yeah, he was my pick as well.
Brilliant. Okay. Mark?
I think I agree with what the other guys are saying. I mean, we've got quite a few Ks in the team at the moment, so...
They're not getting in then, are they?
No, but then they might... Yeah, you never know. We had a few that probably shouldn't be on that list that haven't covered themselves in glory, but we're keeping this positive. So I'll go along with the other guys.
Super. Right then, finally this week, is it being Christmas? We've asked Mark, Kevin, and Lewis to think about a gift that they'd like to give either a Luton player or anyone connected with the club, or somebody different, maybe a different fan base. What would you like to give, and who would you like to give it to, Kevin?
I'd give it to an ex-player who's now in League Two, Pele Radakampanza. I would like to give him his own statue outside of Kenilworth Road for all that he did, all those brilliant 11 years, as we know, non-league to Premier League. I think we lost a lot when he left in June. I think a beautiful statue would be excellent. Maybe at Power Court even.
Excellent. Mark?
I just want to see. I just want to see Locks come and play a game at Kenilworth Road again. So still possible with the Virtue Trophy. So I'd love him to come back, get the reception he deserves. So that would be my gift. I've also got a pair of James Collins's match-worn boots on my wall. And I'm hoping that they would rub off on our current strikers. So if anyone wants to borrow them, and the more than just give me a call.
Talked about gifts, not miracles, Mark. Steady on. Yeah. What about you, Lewis?
Yeah, it's just some magic boots, so any of our players can start scoring. That'd be nice, on a regular basis and start performing.
Okay. Right, let us know in the comments your thoughts on all this as well. Right, thank you very much, you three. My gift to you, of course, is to give you a couple of weeks off now from having to sit and talk about Luton. Catch up with Luce podcast over the Christmas break. We'll be here with bits and pieces, of course, as well. We'll see you back in 2026. Thank you from all of us here on Where Hatters Walk. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year. Things will turn around in the new year. I'm definitely confident that it won't be this bad again. See you then.